bodies and bodies, bodies of bodies. True knowledge requires self-destruction. I'd always preached it, but I'd never practiced it. Never until this morning, when the red wire slipped into the black module, and I moved while going nowhere. My consciousness, my essence, erupted from my body and left me standing in that busy room of machines and battery and magic. Magic is nothing without machines and batteries. I left my body without looking back. The air was smoky and shimmering. The walls were porous. No sound met my earless nothingness. There was only sight. My third eye, my soul, my angel, my guide, my everything. I traversed the room and slipped through the wall. I hung over the city street of hideousness and chaos. To see the universe as it truly is, as hideousness and chaos, was to experience great validation. Goodness and order are fleeting aberrations. Chaos overpowers, seething and miasmatic. A gaping grin gashed the sky above. Through it, shapes poured. To travel is to understand shapes that would be invisible and incomprehensible when shackled within a body. Shapes of countless dimensions. Shapes of colors so far beyond natural spectra that they registered as flavors on the tongue I'd left behind. Shapes are the devils of our nature. I floated down to street level. The ground was translucent and fragile. Shapes twisted and writhed through foundational pores, paying no mind to the matter I once believed to be solid. I followed one, a pinched, non-Euclidean phantasm of impossible proportions, into my home. Inside, my wife sat reading her book. She saw nothing of me. She saw nothing of the shape. A smile of contentment rested on her face as she studied the words on the pages before her. The shape probed her. She shifted in her chair as if suddenly uncomfortable. The probing ceased and the shape left her. In its place were 3 infinitesimal spots on her right ovary. I traveled forward, into her. The spots began a slow, inexorable metastasis. Chaos overpowers. I left her and the room and returned to the street. Shapes whirled in and out of buildings and homes and people. I rose up over it all, until the city sprawled beneath me like a mirage. The pores of the universe contracted and drooled and gaped as the world I knew continued around it, all with contented obliviousness. The area near the hospital was packed with ghostly, indescribable things. I traveled toward it and watched as the shapes poured in and out, down and through, up and around. Shapes merged the free-floating bacteria with healthy workers and visitors. Bacterial bodies and human bodies. I passed through the walls and gazed upon the shapes connecting the dead and dying to the newborn and preborn. Newborn bodies of dead bodies. Bodies and bodies. Bodies of bodies. I felt myself being drawn back through the walls and toward my home. I tried to move on my own, but was unable. I passed through the homes of countless people as they went about their lives, entirely oblivious to the forces around them. I slipped back into my skull and opened my eyes. Everything was as I left it. The batteries of the machine no longer contained a charge. I walked downstairs and my wife greeted me with a smile of honest affection. I stared blankly at her abdomen and wept. Bodies and bodies, bodies of bodies.